Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday Talks with Festivals and Events Ontario. My name is Debbie Mann. Welcome to this fun and exciting session that we're going to be providing for you. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. Again, we hope you'll put your cameras on so that you can interact with Jessica. There's going to be a lot of activity. And we are recording this so that we can post it later for everyone to review if you want to do that. So here we go, Tuesday Talks with FEO, and our guest is Jessica Breitenfeld. Jessica, welcome. How are you?
Very happy to be here. Thanks.
Great. So just to let everybody know, Jessica has worked in our field in this province and has been at our conference, but that was a few years ago, right? About 6 years ago. So, and she's gone off and done some exciting things and is now doing Adaptability Quotient, as well as many other things. She calls herself the Team Whisperer. So I'm excited to see and hear what she has to say. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Jessica. Welcome. And the floor is yours.
Thank you. It's so nice to see some names that I actually remember in Bancroft. Jody. I went to Joy Bible Camp in Bancroft when I was 7 years old. So I live in Europe, in Barcelona. And so, of course, if you say anything about Ontario, people don't know anything except for one bad joke about Toronto. You know, they make a joke about the main city that we got. That's about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would love you to start off by typing into the chat box something that you have adapted to that you never thought you could have become comfortable with. What is something that you now do that before you thought, oh, I could have never done that? Let's see how adapted you guys are. Working from home, says Jay. Virtual events, yeah, Debbie, of course. Tuesday Talks, congratulations. Online grocery shopping, Tracy, cute. Home construction, says Anya. Living in a big city, farm girl, oh, a guy. Kyle, farm guy, okay. Feeling connected when you're not in person. Isn't that interesting, Jody? How we can connect and use like intuition without like being there. Working from home with my kids and teaching and learning my husband. Getting to know the UPS driver, how cute, Jay. Awesome, creating a podcast, cool, Jamie. Cindy, virtual workshops, yeah, virtual events. We thought 15 months ago that was impossible. Like, who knew what Zoom was? Actually, who knew what Zoom was 15 months ago? Oh, you did? My God, you guys are techies. Kyle, Anya, Jody? Okay, wow. I had no idea. And who knew what a Zoom butt was 15 months ago? That's something new. Right? In Corona, Cheryl knew what a Zoom butt was. You guys were techies before. So because I was in the industry, it was 7 years ago, I worked with Elephant Thoughts, and we came to many of your events with hands-on science, and I was the science girl. And who would have thought, like, could we do hands-on science on a screen? Can we make people laugh? Can we do science shows? Can we do songs? Can we do dancing? Can we do quizzes? Can we do cow contests online? Did any of you manage to do fairs, you know, with the cattle? I remember going to Elmville and the cattle contest, right? Did any of that go virtual? Did anyone manage to have a virtual fair or festival this year? You did? No, and Jamie says no. Tracy, can you share a little bit? What did you guys do for your virtual event this year? You're on mute. You're good.
I did a do-it-yourself festival starting with scent called Smelling Pink. We sent out personalized diffusers and a custom scent around cherry blossoms that we highlighted in downtown Brampton where the festival would have been. And so we captured the experience of downtown, put it in a bottle and shipped it to people. And then we did a virtual component where everything you did, you had to come to the website to download the activity to go create your own custom bubble like they were doing in Atlantic Canada.
Wow, and what was the feedback from the participants?
we blew it out of the park, but then unfortunately we had Doug Ford who shut the parks down and just threw us under the bus. So as far as we could take it, we did. But then there was just someone so much bigger than us. And so we just kind of went, okay. When you shut down a park, like, come on. Our bubbles were all about families downloading a scavenger hunt to go get a park. They were to go to the best picnic places in Brampton, and then you would go and get food from your local restaurant, and you would do curbside pickup. And we had this all thought out, and it was really making tractions. But when he shut parks down, we couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that idea got hurt. Well, cool that you went ahead, because connecting, right? We can still connect online. We just have to work twice as hard and listen with our eyes, right? So I'm just going to put you in a quick breakout room, because I would like for you guys to some of you know each other a little bit, but just take 2 minutes to tell the other person in your festival or fair, or in your town council, or your BB, whatever it is, Better Business Bureau, whatever it is that you represent. What was the hardest thing this year to adapt with? Or maybe something that you guys managed to adapt to really well. And when we'll come back into the main room, you're just going to type in the chat box that thing, and maybe it's an idea for other organizations. So in the breakout room, there'll be 2 of you. So how did we adapt well? Just a simple question, a simple sharing with another person. Okay, so I'll put you in a room with 2 people, and we'll see you back in just about 2-3 minutes. Cool. Okay, everyone's popping back. Great. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming.
Hi, sorry.
You on a room? You got to share a little bit?
I did, yes.
Good, good. Where are you calling from, Julie?
From the town of LaSalle, so just outside of Windsor.
Okay, Windsor. Oh, warm place. I remember growing up and thinking, I want to live in Windsor. Everybody has pools and they get to go shopping all the time in America. It was like a dream for a little Wasaga Beach girl. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Lots of ladies. I guess this industry has a lot of ladies who like to plan and make people have fun and connect communities, right? Great. So type in the chat box something that your partner, you could say, Anya managed to adapt something, or share your adapt stories. If someone has something in the chat box, what your partner managed to, flow with, to make work this year, even though it was a tough year. I'll just let you type that in the chat box for the next minute. We'll see. Annual conference online. Oh, wow. Good, Jay and Debbie. She adapted out. K9, got a dog. Debbie got a dog. New to events. Okay, so we don't manage teams remotely. Yeah. A reverse Santa Claus parade in her community. That's funny. Wait, you get the gifts and then Santa Claus appears? That's funny. Kingston, they did Fort Fright to have time entries, so on. Awesome. Okay, glad to see that it didn't all just die away, right? Now, let me share with you the concept here about adaptability. Now, how many of you have heard of the concept of adaptability quotient? Adaptability intelligence? No? Okay. Well, if we look into what it comes from, let me put on my shirt. My shirt is green, so it thinks it's the green screen. Oh, cool. Look at me. Oh my God, you don't have to buy any new jackets. You just have to put a green screen on. Lovely. Okay, so we have our emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman, like 5,000 years ago, wrote a book. It became very popular. It's almost unpopular again, but it just got popular in Europe because we're like 30 years behind you guys in everything. Emotional intelligence is when you're confident, you can work towards your goals, you're adaptable, and you're flexible. Okay, you're resilient, you can deal with stress. Yet very few of us know that emotional intelligence is like, you can track it, you can rate it, and you can guess which one you have more of and which you have less of. And so if you have improved emotional intelligence, it's going to be good for the whole staff, for your relationships, for everything. And stress level is the biggest complaint of most people nowadays. So it would serve us well in our industry, which is a high stress industry, dealing with events and unreliable people and bad weather. You guys have a lot of stress in your life. So I'm going to be showing you the 3 steps that it takes to be more emotionally intelligent. And we can want to be more emotionally intelligent, but which emotional intelligence? Yeah. We have 12 different emotional competencies. I can't say it very well. I'm a child of an immigrant. Competencies. There we go. And I want you to think right now, as you look at these 12 different ones, and type in the chat box, which emotional intelligence do you think you have at very high levels? Like you've been called Miss Empathy. You've been called Mr. Teamwork. You've been called Mentor of the Year. Which of these emotional intelligence competencies do you have in high levels? Type in the chat box. Which one? Social awareness. Thanks, Jamie. Social awareness. Conflict management. Lisa. Most people have struggles with that one. So you are the woman to call. Positive outlook, says Julie. Positivo. Glasses half full. Achievement orientation. Anya. Ambitious. Coach, says Dwayne. Very cool. Dwayne, it just sounds like a coaching name, doesn't it? Like, come on, Dwayne. Great. Teamwork, says, and major. Empathy. Thanks. Now, I propose to us to take a look at this slide in a little different perspective. If we are empathetic, but we don't know when to be empathetic, it's not much of emotional intelligence skill. If we're a coach and a mentor, or we deal with conflict, but we don't know when to use it and when not to use it, yeah, it loses its power. And so I propose, with a couple other thousands of trainers who also teach adaptability intelligence, that it is very, very important to be able to adapt, to flow, to make decisions under stress, to act with confidence, to collaborate, not to freak out when the stress is high. Can I get a thumbs up if you would agree that being adaptable in stressful times is something valuable for your fair festival and your team? Yeah? Great. Adaptability. It is the metric of adaptability. Duh. Thank you, Daniel Goldman. But the thing is that LinkedIn has named it, since Corona, it's gotten quite popular. It has become the #1 future of work skills set. So it's going to be the new competitive advantage, because you can teach people lots of skills. You can teach an old dog new tricks, right? But you cannot exactly teach a new employee how to be adaptable on day 1. They can learn how the fax machine works, but they can't learn how to think quickly and work as a team and to manage their stress and their emotions in high stress situations. But the amazing thing is that you can learn to be more adaptable. As good old Darwin said, it's the most adaptable to change. Yeah, the rest of us die out, and the rest of our great-great-great-great-great-grandparents died out if they weren't adaptable enough to the seasons and the food choices and the weather, right? So congratulations, you are adaptable. 91% of HR managers have said that this is going to be one of the reasons why they recruit certain people. So I encourage all of you, and I thank you for taking time on your Tuesday at 11 o'clock, when you probably have a million things to do, to come here to invest in adaptability. Now, because it wouldn't be fun if you didn't get to try it yourself, just listening to me would be boring. Welcome to your lab, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be experimenting with how do you become more adaptable. Oops, I almost pressed leave the meeting button instead of stop share. That would be terrible. So I'm going to get us to get our thumbs in the air. My jacket, look, Einstein's all over me. Woo, woo. Welcome to your lab, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we're going to be doing a rating. There are 3 choices. First choice is, I'm an amazing listener. Second choice is, I'm okay, I'm still married. And last one is, la, 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 la. What'd she say? So on the count of 3, I'm going to be asking you, what kind of a listener are you? And people who don't want to brush their hair, type into the chat box either 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, or what as your 3 votes. Okay, Brianne, Anya, Cheryl, Jamie, Tracy, Kyle, Jody, and Debbie. Great listener. 3, 2, 1. Average or, oh, look at, oh my goodness. Okay, Brianne has a conflict going on. Debbie is honest. She's a normal person. Jamie's normal. We have amazing Kyle, Anya, and Julie, and Jody she just went for the above average. Very good. Excellent. 2 thumbs says Tracy, 2 thumbs says Jody, 2 thumbs says Lisa. Awesome. On Zoom, we especially have to be listening with our eyes because I can't hear you. I can't feel you. I just have to watch you. I see Anya's nodding. Great. Thank God for the nodders in the room, right? Thank God for the smilers. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Jody.
I'm gonna show up now.
Yes, Tracy's back. Thank God for the smilers who turn on their camera and just laugh. That's great. Miss Pepe. Fantastic. Now, I have a 3-step method, which is going to get you closer to being more adaptable. And if you haven't guessed it first, the first one starts with an L. What could the L stand for? First step to being adaptable. You can't get anywhere without this first skill. What could it be? Oh, Debbie, man, you're so smart. You're so smart. So we have listen, accept, and build. These are your 3 steps. And what does it spell? Lab. Thank you, Einstein. You guys are going to be working in small groups, and we're going to be going through these 3 steps about listening, and then integrating it, accepting it, and then collaborating, cooperating with yourselves and with your teammates to becoming more adaptable. Sound good? This thumbs up just means sound good. Excellent.
Yes. Anyway,
Sandra caught herself. No problem. So we're going to be first doing a little exercise to check if you are a good listener. This game is called 1 word at a time. Can I get one of you that have their camera on to turn on your microphone so that they can participate with me? Someone brave. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Excellent. Okay. Whoops, wrong slide. Sometime, nope. 1 word at a time, wrong slide. Da, 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 da. Okay. Well, I'll explain it to you first and then we'll do it. Now, Tracy, I'm going to be saying 1 word, you're saying 1 word. You don't need a background. You guys can figure this out. 1 word, I say 1 word. You say 1 word. So if it were once.
Twice.
Oh, that's a creative way. We'll try, yeah, I got to go with it, right? Because that's what she said. Once, twice, he.
She.
Okay, maybe I didn't explain it well. We're going to be creating sentences together.
Okay, you didn't say that. I was listening.
You were definitely listening. Then I didn't explain it well. I apologize for that. So
okay.
Usually we'll just start the story in your small group says, once upon a time, there was. Yeah, so I'll go once.
Upon
a
time,
there
was
a
bull.
Who
had
big
horns
and
loved
to chase
Spanish
men. Ooh, where is this story going to go? I also like chasing Spanish men. If you're in the room with us, you would find out where the story went. But you guys are going to be in a group, the same group that you're just in, and you're going to be doing exactly what Tracy and I did. It doesn't have to be funny, but I want you to listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Listen to your body. When she says the wrong word, when your partner says the wrong preposition because they didn't know where you were going, right? This happens in life a lot. You're working on a team and someone suggests something and you think, stupid idea. or you think that's not going to work. Yeah, but you have to work on a team with them. What are you going to do? Quit? No, right? You listen, you go, ooh, didn't love that too much. And then we're going to move to the second step, which is the accepting part. But right now we're just going to practice the listening. Listen to your ha-has. I won't sing anymore. You are invited to a room. You're going to have 2 minutes to do a 1 word at a time story. See you back in 3 minutes. Dwayne, are you going to go to a room or do I have to move you somewhere else? Dwayne, Vicky, Lisa, Dwayne, no. Sandy, Sandra, you're not going to go to a room? Spencer, no? Okay. If you are in the room, write something in the chat so I know that you're here. And then we can play it together since it's being recorded. Anybody here? Sandra, Dwayne, Spencer? Jay, you want to play?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Once.
Upon
A.
time
There.
was
A.
mailman
Who.
visited
My.
house,
He.
left
A.
piece
Of.
mail,
Which.
I
Open.
slowly
Inside.
was
Something.
unbelievable,
It.
thrilled
My.
senses,
It.
surpassed
My.
expectations,
It.
blew
My.
mind,
It.
was
A.
pen.
Amazing. It was them. Yeah. Quickly
I
wrote
down
my
address,
for
another
friend
to
write
a
letter
to
their
stepbrother.
suddenly
I
realized
I
had
know
postage stamp
for
the
envelope.
so
I
ran
to
the
store.
and
Bought.
won. Okay. Hi, Brianna.
good.
Hi, Tracy. Jody. Jay and I were having a blast. Did you ladies have a good story? Yeah? Look at Brianne's beautiful hair. My gosh. I should have did my hair for today. She's making me look bad. Brianne Wilson. Beautiful. Okay, so how, for you ladies in the camera that I can see you, how was it? Did you like creating a story, or was it kind of like, oh,
It was a little awkward
was it?
because it didn't feel as natural as just being able to talk.
And I found it. I was trying to telepathically ask Tracy to say the words I wanted her to say, and it didn't work. Not that good.
Not quite telepathic enough.
I actually find this my new norm,
What's that?
this whole process of trying to understand people, anticipating words, conversation. This whole thing now becomes so normal to me. So it's not uncomfortable. It's just the new norm. Every time we do a project, this just seems to with the process. Every time we work on something, this seems to be the process. And this is very normal now, where before it wasn't.
So,
It was
adaptable mind.
it was a good listening exercise.
right? Are you guys still keeping up the 2 thumbs up, or did someone move to one? You're staying with your vote?
Yeah.
Kyle's driving with his listening vote. Jay and I had a lot of fun. We were like, we were just on the same page, weren't we, Jay? Yeah, it's super fun to co-create with someone that you're on the same page with, who feels you, who has your vision. And sometimes in life that doesn't happen, and you got to deal with that person, right? So you got to adapt to someone with a different culture, a different personality, a different extroversion, a different vision than you. And it's life. Na. And so 3 steps, I propose you keep them in your brain. Remember Einstein, right? First, you listen to the situation, you really hear them. And then who remembers what Einstein said? What does the A stand for? Listen. Accept, Brianne, not just beautiful hair. Accept. Okay, once we hear what we don't want to hear sometimes, right? We need to accept that this is the reality. We cannot change people. Anyone been married for more than 10 years? Right? Or so I hear. We don't change too much, right? And so trying to change people to see our way or see our vision, yes, it's possible. And also, we need to accept that there are going to be differences. So accepting with grace and humility and a collaborative, positive mindset is one of the hardest things to do in life. No? I just want it to be my way, but that doesn't work. God didn't realize that was how I wanted to be, because 7 billion people also wanted their way, right? So we're going to be doing an exercise now where you're going to be, I got the right one. Yeah, you're going to be creating a story. If you can't see this very well, you can pin me, and then you can read this instead of just listening to me if you're a visual learner. So instead of just doing one word at a time, Debbie, can you demonstrate with me? I'll do one sentence, you do the second sentence.
Okay.
So, once upon a time, there was a man that lived in the forest.
And he wanted to have a wife.
And so he looked high and low, but all he found were monkeys.
And a monkey was a good option.
And so he decided to work on his mating monkey call, and it worked quite well. He had quite a few suitors swiping right.
And he brought to the table, he wooed them with bananas.
Where's this story going, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are going to co-create it. And of course, we use play and improvisation as a fun demonstration of how you can do it in real life, because how am I going to motivate you to learn a skill that most of us don't want to do, which is called changeability? But when you practice it with humor, with humanness, connecting people, you know, the pattern gets there, you know, like adapt. And I do recommend to you guys that you use 2 magic words. And these are the 2 magic words that really change everything in collaboration. And have any of you ever done improv? Okay, Mr. Kyle, you're the first hand I saw. What is the word? What are the words that we use in improv to indicate collaboration, cooperation?
I can see it on your sleeve. It's yes and.
Oh, yes and. Kyle, you're supposed to be focusing eye contact. You saw it. Okay. I just had this green coat, and I was like, I want to do like the bootlegger with whiskey in my like jacket. So there you go.
My eyes too. That's sorry.
Okay, I gotta do that a little bit smoother. Kyle's too smart. Okay. Yes and. So I encourage you guys. So instead of just adding a sentence, before you add the sentence, you say yes and. Huh? Because Kyle, let's do a demonstration. I'm gonna offer you a couple of things, and you're gonna say yes but to them. Just say yes but to a couple of my ideas. Kyle, would you like to come to Spain and go to the beach?
Yes, but I'd rather go to Portugal and see what's happening in the caves.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Portugal and visit my aunt who lives there.
Yes, but there's no Italian coffee there.
Yes, let's go to Italy first and get you your coffee.
Yes, but I'd rather stay on another continent and maybe see an alpaca.
This guy's tough, huh? Right? He's like, yes, but, right? How often in life are we saying, yes, but no, right? Yes, but is just a polite way to say no, amigo. And we've been trained to use it because we're polite Canadians, and that's what we do. And yet, it's a block. It's a block to my ideas. He didn't go with me to Portugal, Italy, or Barcelona, if you noticed. But he did say yes the first time, but it wasn't a real yes. So when we switch our yes, but to yes, and, the whole conversation changes and the whole opportunity becomes possible. Have you ever seen the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey? Right? If you say yes, and, you might end up with a tattoo, pregnant, and going down a hill on a skateboard. I don't know, what was that final scene of his, right? You know, things become very possible. And so with collaboration, brainstorming, dealing with COVID, yes, and is a very, very useful way to deal with anything. It's just a mindset that you can use to become more adaptable. Can I see a yes, and say, hallelujah? No, we're not in Tennessee. Woo, woo. Okay, we're gonna be going into a breakout room. Maybe I'll switch you up. I'll recreate you into different people so you can meet someone new. And what you're going to be doing is just what Debbie and I did, is a yes and story together. Does anyone have a question about it? No? Okay, please, I'll see you in 3 minutes. Click to join the room and do one sentence at a time. Me and Jay. You want to play, Jay?
Sure. Let's do this again.
Okay. You can start.
Now that COVID's over, I think we should go to Las Vegas.
Yes, and we should probably get married because I know that we've had a crush on each other for years now.
Yes. And if we're going to do that, I suggest we go to the casino first and win enough money for the honeymoon.
Yes, and I'm going to bring my lucky underwear because it's been known to get us pretty great success, hasn't it?
Yes, and that may be a good idea, although I find my lucky horseshoe works a little bit better.
Yes, and we need to wrap it in something so that the airplane's X-ray people don't confiscate it.
Yes, and if they do give us a hard time at the airport, then maybe you could just explain it's your lucky underwear.
Or we could shove that horseshoe up your butt and you could become very lucky in the casino later on.
Yes, and that might be a little uncomfortable.
Yes, and marriage is uncomfortable, Jay. I need you to commit to sacrificing if we're going to make this love work.
Yes, and I noticed in our vows, you did add that section about being prepared to be uncomfortable for the rest of my life.
And I really appreciate that after you stopped crying, you did sign that with blood as I asked you to.
Well, yes, and mostly because I don't have the courage to stand up to you.
Yes, and that's why I love you, because I'm not really into men who stand up to me. You know, it's kind of a bummer on my domination plan.
Yes, and I've been practicing the most important words in a marriage. Yes, dear.
Beautiful. You're good, Jay. Do you improvise?
No.
You should.
I was on the radio for 20 years. So
oh my gosh.
Thinking quick on your feet when you're in the studio alone on a microphone is part of the deal.
Well, when I say have you improvised and then you say no, but you did 20 years.
Well, not like SCTV improv or anything like that, but.
Yeah, you were funny. You're very cool.
Thank you. So are you.
Thank you. Well, I hope to be on radio one day or TV or somewhere where I can get paid to use
your skills for good.
Use my skill for good, not for evil and world domination. Yeah. So I see it's 38 right now, and you guys like to finish right on the hour. Should I leave like 10 minutes at the end for like questions or for Debbie to talk? Or
yeah, I think maybe at like 22, you can ask Debbie if she has any questions, and then we can open it up to the floor.
Okay.
Or whenever.
Okay.
This is fun. Let's just keep having fun.
Jamie's drinking. What are you drinking, Jamie?
Water. I'm hydrating.
Hydrating.
Boring.
I went on a quick run before this meeting, so I'm still really red and very overheated.
Red and needing water, like a good old lobster. Is it warm in Ontario today?
It is. It's gorgeous. I had like 2 meetings to start my day. One at 8, one at 8:30, and then I went for the quickest run possible. And then it was raining when I started, and then sunny and hot when I finished. So welcome, classic Canada.
Classic Canada. Classic Canada. Oh, Canada, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Jamie didn't use the yes and.
Jamie.
Oh, right. Are we still playing? Sorry.
No, I don't know.
Look what you started. Now Debbie's drinking water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
With a slice of lime. No.
Oh.
So you guys saw the power of the building together, right? This collaboration. I just wanted to imagine that same story if you would have said yes, but, or even no, or even just yes, right? These are all the options that we use during a regular day. Oh, you want to go for a coffee? Yes. I don't know. Have you ever had a boyfriend? I had a Latino boyfriend, and he was just like so nice, and everything I suggested, he'd say yes to. And you know how boring that became? It's like everything I wanted, I got. Blah! Because he gave nothing of himself. He didn't collaborate with me. He didn't co-create. He didn't share the same energy for any of it. He was just like, yeah, I'm not creative, so let's do what you're doing. That's not collaboration. That's dictator and slavitude, right? Is that the word? Is that Spanish? Slavitude? I speak Spanish. I've lost my English words. Anyway, so this is the yes and that I really want us to integrate. And the last exercise that we're going to do before we'll do some questions is the B. And what was the B? Who has a photographic memory? Do I have to show you the Einstein slide? Listen, step and
Build.
Anya, Debbie, you're amazing. Build. So after we have heard it, we have accepted the reality, despite maybe not wanting it to be that way, we have a choice. Okay, so for years I was addicted to donuts. It was a real problem. I once tried to impress a guy by eating 6 of them. Granted, I was only 12 and I thought that's what impressed guys, but I've lived my whole life with addiction to bread. I don't know, any of you weak to comfort foods? Anyone have a comfort food? Yeah, ice cream, cookies, bread, okay, I don't know. And the problem is that you can't start the 12-step program until you say, hi, I'm Jessica and I'm a donut addict, right? You need to hear the problem, accept the problem, and then you have a choice. A, what could I do? Give me 3 solutions to this problem or 3 options. I ate too many donuts. What could I do, guys?
Stop eating them.
Terrible choice, but thank you.
Yep. Okay. You're welcome.
Join Jamie for a run.
Oh God, you guys are terrible advice givers. Okay. Anyone else have a, yeah, Jody? Tracy?
I would not eat donuts. I would eat croissants.
What about a cronut? Hello, now we're both happy. Right? So, so there's some options, right? Every decision in our life, whether it be at work, with our husband, or with our kids, every decision, you have 3 or 4 options. You can say yes, no, you can say yes, but you can say yes, and. Okay, so you have a mentality that's either a half glass full, a half glass empty, or a yes, but attitude, quite possibly. And so I've been encouraging people over this last year to really try to do the yes and to situations that scare you. Because as soon as you say yes and, you're out of control because you've given power to another party to collaborate the future with you. Yeah, it's the ultimate in collaboration. And it doesn't mean you agree with them, but it means you're willing to collaborate with them. And sometimes you have to say no, right? Swipe left on that guy. Am I right, ladies? No is totally appropriate. But when you want to build and construct and co-create and build a vision with someone or build a festival that knocks the socks off Bancroft, that's joking, you have to co-create, right? And you guys are on teams. The whole community pitches in for your events. And so the last one, we're going to be playing a quick game called, let me see, Worst Gift. Okay, I think that's the one we're going to be doing. So this is a very fun one. Someone is going to be giving you the worst gift possible. Can you type in the chat box or shout out some terrible gifts? Like that nobody would ever want.
A vacuum.
Vacuum. Beautiful.
Vacuum, worst gift ever.
Great. What else we got?
Pots and pans.
Yeah, pots and pans are great. Okay.
A metal detector. I like that.
Well, those actually, I want them.
I think that could be fun.
I want you guys to go even worse, like toothpick. Okay. A party in my honor. That sounds awesome for an extrovert. Not for an introvert, maybe. Q-tips.
Q-tips.
Love it. That's disgusting. Okay. So A is going to give a gift to B. B is going to tell 3 reasons in 15 seconds why that's the perfect gift. This is like the ultimate experience. This is what happens all the time in life. Someone gives you a boiled rotten egg and you tell them why it's an amazing thing because you want to collaborate with them. So Jay, we're gonna try this out. Jay's been on the radio for 20 years. This guy is like a pro at adapting.
Okay.
I'm giving you a used toothpick. Tell me 3 reasons why it's awesome.
Well, they're very handy when you're trying to stay awake at night. You can prop open your eyelids. Oftentimes when you go out for dinner and you just can't get that piece of delicious steak out of the back of your teeth, you need to have a toothpick handy. And there's other times when you try to pick locks when you're trying to steal that person's bike from the front of the store, and they always come in handy when you have a toothpick.
Oh, beautiful. Very nice. And full sentences. You guys don't even have to do that. You just have to be toothpick, something in my teeth, jabbing my partner when he snores, and scratching my earlobe. You know, you can just give 3 very quick things. The objective here is how to adapt quickly to something that you don't really want to accept, but it's reality. And so it's not about being funny or clever or finding the solution. It's really about speaking quickly and saying it with belief, right? So you fake it till you make it a little bit, you know? People believe you when you believe yourself. So this is a leadership exercise in creating trust on your teams by answering quickly 3 things in 15 seconds. Any questions? Okay, you're gonna have 2 minutes to do this. 1 and then 1. And then we're gonna be back and we'll do some question and answers. Thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, you've been invited to a room. Give a terrible gift. Give us 3 reasons why it's awesome, or at least not terrible. Okay, Jay, you wanna pass me one?
Sure, if you'd like to have this stale hot dog bun.
Amazing. I can put my lipstick in it to carry it. I can put my glasses in so that they don't get damaged. And I can throw it at my husband when he's snoring.
Well done.
Awesome. Oh, I got you something too. Thank you, Jay,
what?
for hosting and doing the Zoom. I got you a broken wire that doesn't work.
Oh, well, sometimes you want to stop your kids from playing on the internet. So you just stick that wire in the socket and short circuit all the power in the house. You could also hook up to a piece of material and create a glider for a very small mouse. And lastly, if you have that piece of metal just hanging around, you can scratch your back with it because you just can't reach those difficult spots.
Totally.
Oh my
Very
God,
nice.
that was hard. I didn't know where I was going on that second one, but
You found it though, didn't you? You just trusted your brain.
I
and you
found it. Yeah.
Right? You found it.
Great exercises. They're fun.
They're fun, right? Yeah.
So you're in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's that been during COVID?
It was one of the toughest lockdowns in Europe,
Yeah.
and people suffered because they're very social. I didn't, because I was really online a lot and I have a lot of friends in different countries, but people who aren't so tech savvy, they really got quite depressed. Yeah.
I'll tell you, we're bordering on a long lockdown here in Ontario. It's
I
been
know you
crazy.
guys just started. We did that like a year ago. So you guys are,
Yeah.
well,
Well, we're in our 3rd one now. So
you're on your 3rd one. Oh.
yeah, looks like we're coming out on the other side though. And everybody's coming back here. That's good.
Yeah. Everyone's coming back. Okay. Brianne, good? Yeah. Was Tracy creative?
Very much so.
She looks like a creative character, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I am the creative.
You are the creative. I think women and men who run fairs and festivals in Ontario, creativity is one of the greatest skills that you guys have. Yeah, you guys already are extremely adaptive, or else you would have quit years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have these adaptable skills. Maybe you didn't label it, I'm very adaptive, but throw that on your CV, ladies and gentlemen. You have those skills, and now you have a name for them. And now you can give workshops to your groups. You know, you can just introduce the yes and. You can play one of these games. I have thousands of these games. If you're interested, you can connect with me. There's 8,000 of us in the world who use this yes and to teach communication skills outside of the theater. We're called applied improvisation practitioners. So this isn't brain surgery. This isn't anything wow out of this world, but it's hard because people are afraid of what's going to come out. People are afraid that when they improvise, they're going to look like idiots. And you do look like an idiot. And then you look like an idiot, you accept it, and you keep going, right? That's what leaders do. They fail and they keep going. And so this agility, this flow, this adaptability is one of the best qualities that you're bringing to your teams and your communities. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. Any questions?
I have one, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
How do you best go about that? Because I'd love to start using that with my team. But how do you best go about it when, because I can't always say yes and, because we have such strict budgets, and my direct, his position is called special event assistant. And so him and I work very closely together, and he had some ideas on one of my meetings this morning that I had to shut down because like they just weren't an option, and I hate doing that. But I was like, I love the creativity. However, we don't have power in that area of the fort, and it would also be a security issue. And so I have to, like, how do you best deal with it when the ideas are just really not feasible?
Well, you guys know this more than I. You guys have probably had this situation before in your world. So Tracy, do you want to share?
Yeah, actually, I disagree with you. You have to say yes and all the time. The answer has to be calculated, but it can be yes. And that's a great idea. And I need to look at this maybe in 6 months from now, once we get through this part. But yes, that's fabulous. Can you give me some more ideas, and can you make it relative to today or this situation? I'm on the opposite end. I was sharing with one of the ladies, Brienne, where I am the super creative, and I'm working with the municipalities and the constructions and the box and the black and the thinking and the constraints. And my goal is to say, blow it up. How do you blow this up? Because the more you blow up, the more creativity you get, the more creativity, the more solutions, the faster you get to your answer, you move on.
She answered it better than I did, and from the industry. So I love that she says it, yes, and we'll look at it in 6 months.
Yeah.
And if the idea is totally like it's a big no, yes, I love your I don't know, you guys can type in the chat, but what would you say to someone who had a crazy idea that you would know it's never going to work in a million years, but you don't want to be rude and shut them down? You guys are in this industry. Help Jamie out. What would you say? You can shout it out if you want.
Well, so, you know, one of the things I know, because I've been at, I'm working here for 15 years, when we get like new staff and new directors on, EDs, some of the ideas are the same. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to really, it's not like I haven't heard any, they don't seem new to me. So I have to learn to say, yes, and we thought about that 5 years ago. Maybe the time wasn't, maybe that's an option that we can do. Maybe the time wasn't right 5 years ago, but I think we need, you know, to reinvestigate whether that's what the industry is needing right now. If it's a hard no, it's like, yes, and our, you know, it doesn't fit within our budget, right? Yes, and, but we've only got so many. Yeah. Oh, that was a but. Yeah, it was. Yes, and. Okay, so this is tricky.
Yeah, because we just do it so naturally. So it's all it is yes, and it doesn't fit in the budget. You followed the rules and you were adaptable because you listened, you accepted, and you built, but your built was a no. Yeah, but nobody can call you on like, oh, you didn't hear it right. You're like, yes, I heard everything. I can repeat it back to you, and it doesn't fit the budget. Yes, and I'd love to explore that if the costs of this go down considerably so that it fits into our budget.
Mm-hmm.
Done. They'll shut up because you answered them, and it's not your fault. It's the cost of the rental equipment, right? Or it's the government or the town council that has strict rules on shutting down parks, right?
Cool. Any other questions?
Just to that point, I have found asking better questions to problems of that magnitude, you get better results. Mm-hmm. So the onus actually goes back on the individual who's saying no to say, okay, that's pretty wild. However, how would you execute that if this happens? And the question becomes a thought process, which then becomes an intellectual discussion that then goes to the next phase, and you're not the bad person telling people no all the time. And from a creative standpoint, just me on the other end, we don't understand the word no. So by giving me a creative and a solution, I'll blow it up in another way and meet your criteria. But if you say no to me, I still don't hear you. Just the reality of who I am. And that's why I'm really creative, because I don't get no. What do you mean no? We can figure this out.
So I think Jamie was trying to deal with her.
Yeah. Yeah, you're dealing with me. So what I'm saying, don't say no to me. Yeah.
No, thank you. It's funny because I was that role for a very long time. So I was the one who was like, you know, it would be sweet if we hosted Rascal Flats on the Hill. And they were like, no, we can't afford that. We can't do it. I made it happen. And now I'm the supervisor. So I'm being given these really strict budgets and keeping all the events people in line. And I'm like, yes, I want to do it. It sounds amazing. But if I even pitched that to management, they would have my head. But I know what you mean. I can definitely, I copy and pasted some of those answers that you guys put in the chat in my leadership notes. So I'll do some work on that. It's good.
You actually, Jamie, seem to be in the best position, because you will understand if you guide your team, you're going to get the most out of your team and give you better ideas, because you know, as you just said, you were that person. Mm-hmm. So you may actually be the perfect fit for this, but don't say no. Say yes.
I like it.
I like what Jody put. If it's never if, it's how. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think with COVID, I've been on so many mentorship programs and guidance and leadership programs, and you know, the best scenario for me was a few years ago prior to COVID, doctors said there is absolutely no way we could do telehealth in this country. There is no way. And the medical association said no way. And now that's how they're running. And it's really interesting, like a lawyer who said there is absolutely no way a judge could do a case without DocuSign and having all this paper. And look where we are. And I think what COVID has done is shown the absolute impossible situation that could absolutely never have happened. Did anyone think there'd be no planes in the sky? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, we're in this situation where there is no structure anymore. In my opinion, I just think it's rethinking it all. So I think COVID is actually one of the best lessons for why no doesn't work.
That's great. Jessica, do you have anything else? Any other words of wisdom? I mean, well, you're good?
Yeah, that was the gist of it. What I wanted to, of course, I have thousands of other games and lots of other workshops that I do that go deeper into it, but that's what I wanted to get into, you guys.
Well, I enjoyed that so much. Thank you for giving us a new perspective on adaptability and how to handle that. Thank you, and thank you for coming back into the FEO family, even for an hour. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. So thank you everyone again for joining us and staying with us and participating. It was really, really great. I found it really great. Next week, we have Bebe Station talking about how they are adapting to COVID and providing you with solutions to your festival. So hope you'll join us again next week. And thank you again, everyone. And we will have a great week.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Jessica. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.